Hello, hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing well today. I hope that this is going to work. Something was going on with Streamlabs or something. So hopefully it is fixed here. We can go about the stream. Hello, hello. I think I'm good. All right. Hopefully. We'll see. But as always, hopefully you all are doing well today on this Wednesday. We are March 12th. We're literally just a couple of days or however long shy of being halfway through the month already. You know what I mean? We're drawing near to April already. Um, and yeah, the the month is going by pretty fast. But with that, we are literally just about a week and a month out of Andor season 2 dropping April 22nd. I can't wait. And I just decided to do a live stream today just to chat with you all about, share my thoughts. I know I brought it up maybe once or twice over the last couple of streams, just talking about how, we're getting ready to get a different variation of episodes from Disney as far as Lucasfilm, as far as the show is concerned. And just in general, when it's pertaining to shows in general, which I find kind of interesting of how they're deciding to release Andor season 2, which as a fan of the show, I'm excited, but as a content creator and a Star Wars fan who is going to be covering the show here on the channel, it's going to be definitely challenging, but I'm up for the challenge. But with that, we are going to roll with the punches and hope for the best and hope the stream stays up. Just because of having my laptop sucks, so working on saving up to get a more powerful laptop. Hopefully I can get one this year. Maybe we'll see. If not, hopefully next year. But just need this one's old. This one's like 6-7 years old, something like that. So, and actually this laptop was a backup because my original one, the screen got broken, and yeah, luckily I had this backup one. But either way, enough of my rambling. As I've streamed over the last several days, I want to say twice, where Disney decided to release a couple of trailers to us over the last like literally within 2 or 3 days, 4 days of maybe plus 70 within a 72-hour or longer thing, where they gave us a teaser trailer, which was like a little over a minute and a half. That one was really great, right? And then they ended up giving us a special look trailer. Technically, it was a trailer, but it wasn't a trailer. Really wasn't a trailer. Why? Because yes, there was new footage in the trailer, but the thing is that they had specific key people like Genevieve O'Reilly, Tony Gilroy, of course, Diego Luna. I think somebody else specifically, if I remember correctly, that talked about things to come, with this second season. The excitement from their end, and like I said, they showed some specific things in this trailer, but then they showed some already spots that were already shown. Not only in the teaser trailer from Briar, but they actually showed some stuff from the celebration, which I did actually show the actual teaser celebration trailer from celebration because I have it on my laptop here. I showed it in its entirety in the last stream talking about season 2. That there were key things that they showed that were similar, that were a little different when it's pertaining to Celebration's teaser trailer, and then when it's pertaining to this new one, this special look one, that I found very interesting. But again, there's some stuff in there that we still should talk about, definitely. I don't think I'm going to talk about it here more specifically, but I just wanted to more so just come on here and talk to you all about my thoughts on this weekly release schedule for the second season, because I found it very interesting that they decided to do this. I have my own thoughts, definitely speculations on why they decided to shift up the release style, because again, this is, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, this is something totally different. This is something that we haven't, I don't think we've seen at all since they started to shift certain aspects of how streaming goes in general. I know that again, Disney, I think more so, I think it started with Prime Video, per their style of how they release stuff. They were giving maybe 2 episodes in the beginning of a show, and then the rest was weekly, 1 episodes weekly type of thing. I think that they saw what Prime did, and Disney was like, well, let's start doing that too with some of our stuff. And it was just not Star Wars, it was Marvel too, where they were releasing like 2 episodes in one sitting. Again, they did do the same with Andor season 1, but they gave us actually no, I think they did give us the first 2, if I remember correctly. It may have been the first 3, but actually no, I think it was the first 3, because they, per speculation of what we the fans were thinking, was the reason why they did that is because of how slow the story was going to be progressing before things started to pick up in episode 4. And that's why I feel like with the first season of Andor, that they looked at it, and even fans were taken aback by the fact that there wasn't much action. It was just a lot of dialogue building into the actual action that was coming in episode 4, that fans were again turned off by that, and that's why they walked away. But again, I'm glad, like I mentioned, I think it was in the stream prior to this one, or the one prior to that, then last week, that some fans came back and decided to continue because they were starting to hear rumblings of the show actually being fairly decent or even good. And even later on, months later, probably a year later, is when fans decided to say, what, let me give this a second shot, because I put it down after 3 episodes or even 2 or whatever, and I just decided to stop. And they found that it was actually pretty good, or they found that it was fairly decent. They just felt like it should have been a pickup boost super early in those first 2 or 3 episodes. But again, Disney gives us this stuff because, again, like I said, I felt like they more than likely saw what Prime Video did, and they were like, let's do the same. But now we're seeing the influx of a plethora of other streaming services doing that same exact thing that Prime Video did, and that is giving out more than 1 episode in a week. But Disney, for some interesting reason, for season 2 of the show, that they decided to shift to just giving us 3 episodes a week. Again, my excitement as a fan is on the up. I'm really excited. Okay, I don't have to wait a whole week for another episode. There's a little bit of concern with the fact that they decided to give us 3 episodes a week as a fan, because some people, I do know that some people do enjoy binging. They love to wait for an entire show or whatever, anime or whatever it is, to fully finalize, and then like, okay, now I can sit down and just binge something for 3 or 4 days, or an entire 5 days, 6 or 7 day week, and then they take it all in that way. But again, a little bit of a concern as a fan is that with the show coming out each week, three episodes a week, that it may cause people to not be able to keep up with that type of a schedule, because we know that in the social media aspect, when it's pertaining to all of these communities, a lot of a plethora of fans of shows and stuff like that, which includes Star Wars content, they still want to talk about the episodes right away, as fast as possible. They want to get their thoughts out. They want to share images, spoilers, all of that. I can't sit here and say that I'm not one of the people that don't do that here on the channel. I sometimes do it, sometimes don't. It's just something that I'm trying to work on a little bit, just because there are certain scenes in say Andor or whatever that just pop better that again will cause eyes to come say on the channel itself, but I don't want to, again, at the same time, I don't want to ruin somebody's experience with this show or any content in general. um it's just that, again, I know as a content creator, for me, certain things pop, certain things gets viewership in my direction per the channel, and then people can then choose to stick around and stay, and um be able to either say, okay, what he put out is something that I enjoyed, or they may stick around and start checking more of the content out. Because I always tell people, hey, don't just subscribe to my channel just based off of one thing. Subscribe to the channel if you've actually checked out a plethora of my videos or streams or whatever, and I'm a person, and or the content that I'm sharing is something that you really enjoy and you would love to continue to join me during this Star Wars journey with me. Um, because that's just something that I do. I don't just click on somebody's stuff and like, oh, they cover this content, let me automatically. That's something that I just don't do. I'm like, well, okay, they're covering this. Let me see what else they're doing with this content. What are their thoughts on certain topics per the content that they're putting out. I like to watch a plethora of their stuff. So I just, you know, want I my concern is that, again, people are gonna watch Andor season 2, and they may not be able to keep up. They may not be able to actually watch 3 episodes in a week. One episode a week may be the perfect speed, or probably more than likely what has been a lot of people's use for their weekly stuff, because they could be. That's the thing. We all could be watching a plethora of things, plethora of shows and movies and stuff, all within a week. And this show could be somebody's top priority, but they can't keep up with 3 episodes a week because, the 1 episode a week. Yes, we know. Okay, the first episode 1 through 3 of season 2 drops off. You can fit in where you can fit in, where you can be able to watch all 3. And then you can be like, okay, now that I'm caught up, say by Friday or Saturday, now I can wait for episode 4 the following week, episode 5 the following week. So that's my concern as a fan with Andor season 2. That's my concern. But as a content creator, as somebody who's covering the show, this is going to be a task for me. It's not a complaint. It's just, it's just something that I knew once I found out, which was not that long ago. It's not like I didn't find this information out months ago. I just recently found this out. Like, oh, they're releasing 3 episodes in a month, just 4 weeks. As a content creator, that's a heavy thing that I am going to be still going to cover here on the channel. Still going to look to do the videos, still share my thoughts, still do the live streams to talk about the episodes. But it's just going to be a little bit more harder, just simply because we're getting it in 4 weeks. I find it interesting that they're deciding to do this. My concern with them doing it this way may be because it could be a plethora of things. It could be because I believe, if I remember, when COVID hit is when stuff started to shut down, and then they that halted production on season 2, and then the writer's strike played a key role in halting production for that. What am I saying? I'm throwing myself off. Not COVID, but it was the writer's strike. Writer's strike comes, halts the production, halts certain things. I believe that Tony Gilroy, more than likely in that time, because I talked about this in another stream and a couple other videos, that he probably decided to go back to the script and maybe re-look at some stuff, and maybe took some stuff out, added some things, and then they finalized what they finalized before walking into the rest of production. Because we know that, I think it was like half of the show was already recorded, or a little bit more than half of the episodes were recorded for these 12 episodes. And my concern for that was, oh, because the writer strikes happened, how much longer, or what is the drawback for this? Is are we getting this show not in, again, because it was rumored to be releasing in August of 2024 last year, that again that caused the pushback. Were we not going to get the show in 2025 of this year, or were we going to get it in 2026 type of thing, like early? Because again, I was thinking maybe we get season 2 in this around the same time of August 2025 of this year, since it wasn't going to happen in August of 2024, or a little bit later. And then there were signs of no trailer at all for season 2 at all, like none. There was nothing released in 2024 really at all, nothing at all. And earlier this year there was still nothing, no signs of anything. And I brought this up in the stream maybe 2 or 3 streams ago, where I was just like, man, like, we still don't have a trailer. I was on a live stream with a buddy of mine's who's an anime fan. We were actually talking about Dragon Ball Daima, and I was correlating Andor season 2 with certain aspects of what Daima was doing. And I mentioned, like, hey, like, I know I mentioned in another stream, like, hey, I'm a Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars, but there hasn't been a release of anything for Andor season 2 at all. And April is not that far away. So this was roughly maybe a week and a half ago when I mentioned this on that stream when we were talking about Dragon Ball Daima, right? And then, like I said, maybe a few days later is when we got the teaser trailer. I was like, finally, yes, like let's go. But to find out again that they're releasing 3 episodes each week, my concern is that the reason why they did that is because it's not the traditional 2 or 3 episodes for the first week and then 1 episode the rest of the way. That they probably were thinking, if per what the writer strike more than likely did, that they had to push back some other stuff. And maybe my concern was that, like, okay, they're doing it this way because it was just the best route per their schedule, whatever else that they were going to be doing, whatever else is going to probably more than likely happen with Celebration of this year, because we know that Celebration is not that far away. And there's already been talks about what they're going to be presenting and stuff like that per this stuff. But then also too, something that I found out that I wanted to chat about, and it's pertaining to Andor, is that they are supposed to be at Celebration this year talking about, or presenting, no, not just talking, but presenting another Andor, some extra Andor content, Andor story. Now we know that we have this Mon Mothma book that had just released not that long ago. The Mask of Fear, Reign of the Empire, which is supposed to be with her, I think, Bail Organa and Saw Gerrera, but I haven't even read the book yet. But I'm thinking that has some attachment or some sense of semblance to Andor itself. Definitely Rogue One. But I'm curious now and wondering, okay, if they're deciding to shift and change the weekly thing for this, just Andor, what is this other Andor content that they're deciding to release? Is this a spin-off? Is this something like another side special look type of thing? Could this be a show about Saw? Could this be a show about Luthen? Are they gonna extend from just the show is supposed to be being about Cassian and the rebellion? Are they gonna show other sides of other stuff? Are they creating a whole nother spinoff, or have some more ideas of other spinoffs? It's just something that I found interesting but concerning, and wondering again what this other Andor thing is. And curious and wondering what else is going to be presented at Celebration for this year. So again, as a fan of the show, but as a content creator myself, I am still just like, man, now I have to really buckle down and pick what scenes I'm going to pick, edit the scenes I'm going to edit, and probably more than likely release 2 to 3 videos a week on, well, technically it would be 3 videos a week per each episode, and then another 2 or 3 videos just to talk about and share what my other thoughts on whatever scenes per every episode. Um, so it's just me trying to figure out how to adjust, because this is all that it is. It's just me adjusting to whatever Disney decided to do with Andor season 2. But then at the same time, just a small concern of the reason why I felt like that they were releasing season 2 for us to, this year, is maybe because they were just like, well, we finally got it done. It's a wrap. 12 episodes. It's done. We'll just do it this way, this one time. We'll give them 12 episodes in a month, 4 weeks, and within 4 weeks time frame, and we're done with it. But again, it doesn't sound like, again, per what I found out like a week or so ago, is that they are again giving us something else when it's pertaining to Andor at Celebration. But I'm just not sure what, I don't know what that is, and I'm curious about what it is. A little bit of excitement, but I'm just curious and wondering, if they're supposed to finalize the show in these 12 episodes, what is this extra thing that they're doing? Because it wasn't, that's the thing, it wasn't too much of a thought on me thinking like there may be spin-off shows to the show, to again, Rogue One, then we get the spin-off. Could we possibly be getting a spin-off to the spin-off? That's just something that I'm curious about. Is it a good thing? Is it a right thing to do to have 2 separate spinoffs from an original content? I know that other shows have done that. Some of it worked. I know I'm a Game of Thrones fan. We have House of the Dragon. That's a spinoff. We're getting another spinoff show, but then we're getting another one after that, or a couple more. So there's like 3 spinoffs from Game of Thrones coming. One of them's practically almost done. Then we're getting something else. Then we're getting something else. So I'm just like, as long as it's correlating to views and stuff, then great. And fans are really liking it, loving it. Yes, they can criticize some stuff, but for the most part, it's keeping eyes glued to their content. Then great. That's still a great thing. It's still a win for them, and still a win for the fans. But I'm just wondering if they decide to do 1 or 2 extra spinoffs for Andor. Is that a good thing? Is that a great idea? I'm just not too sure. If I know that there will be some fans that would enjoy more Andor content, but is it still a good idea? It's just something that I was thinking about when I found this information out about this this extra story that they're talking about. So yeah, 3 episodes a week. I'm gonna enjoy the ride. I know that you all are as well. Will do as well, as much as you will. But again, like I said, as a content creator, this is gonna be just a definite adjustment that I was not basically expecting to occur and have to work at. But I'm just gonna handle what I need to handle, and as always, hope that you all enjoy the content that I share and my thoughts and stuff like that. I just gotta, like I said, I just gotta figure out when I'm going to release the videos. Also, too, because I keep mentioning it, because YouTube has been starting to come down on full length scenes that I was pushing out from season 1. A lot of those scenes from season 1 are still on the channel. They haven't gotten copywritten or anything like that. That's fine. That was something that I always knew that was a risk for the channel. But I even attempted to, I think I mentioned this in another stream last year or something like that. I attempted to put together a 20 plus minute video of all the ISB scenes, just put it all together in one video. But that one, once I got everything recorded and everything was edited and stuff, I tried to upload and it just got blocked. So I was just like, oh, well, can't do that currently. So then maybe I'll try something different. But what YouTube has been doing more lately when it's pertaining to Star Wars content, not just Andor, is that they are blocking a specific amount of a scene whenever I'm working on them. I was having trouble with skeleton crew sometimes too when I was covering here on the channel. So Andor, when I tried to do certain scenes for season 1, say certain scenes from ISB and stuff like that, they were getting blocked. So it's just something that I had to adjust to. So it's just something that I'm probably more than likely will be adjusting to once again when it's pertaining to my editing, my recording and stuff. So I'm just, as always, once again, I'm saying it again, I'm going to try to attempt to push out the, an entire scene. But if stuff keeps getting blocked after, say, maybe even that first week when the first 3 episodes come up, then I just won't record an entire scene. I'll just talk about something specific and then share my whole thoughts on the entire scenes or whatever. So that's just something that I'm still hopeful that I can do. But it's, again, it's almost here. We're literally a little over a month away. April 22nd is going to be here soon. Because again, March is flying by fast. We're literally almost halfway through March. And March 15th is not that far away. Literally, it's only a few days away. My hope, though, because again, they haven't done it yet, is that they actually release a trailer without any background content, background conversations. That is just a regular 2-some odd minute trailer. They show some other stuff. Of course, they could probably show some prior stuff, but they show some extra other scenes, and then we could talk about it, do a live stream or a video, or probably both, and then we can prepare for episode April 22nd to arrive. That's still definite the plan. And the hope again is that these 12 episodes will be even better than what season 2 was for myself and for you and for all those who enjoyed it. That's the hope. So we will see what happens once these first episodes drop April 22nd and moving forward. But again, just keynotes, just concerned with wondering why they decided to release the 3 episodes in a month instead of 2.5 months. But I think more so it was just because of the writer's strike, and it's just because it put a lot of other stuff behind. So they were just like, oh, well, let's just give them this in a month so that we can then focus on whatever we're going to focus on next. Maybe Tony Gilroy, maybe he has a couple of extra projects, which again, that one Andor thing that's supposed to be talked about at Celebration, maybe that's a part of that thing. But maybe he just has other stuff that he has to do. He has to focus on, and it is what it is. So we will, we'll see moving forward what happens with what. But with that, talking about something different, because I know I've talked about Andor a lot, but something that I found out that I didn't know was the case at all when it's pertaining to the Mandalorian, because they had, over 2 years ago now, or almost 2 years ago now, they had announced that a movie was going to be made to finalize, to finish the Mandalorian season, or in general, just in its entirety, the Mando-Verse, all of that, in a movie. You're supposed to be called Mandalorian Grogu, if I remember correctly, right? And it's supposed to be coming out next year, if I remember correctly, per the release. But with that, I just found this out maybe 2 days ago that Jon Favreau is working on season 4, and I was like, whoa, hold on. I thought that they said that it was completing everything, Mando-Verse, Ahsoka, a plethora of other stuff, like all this stuff they were going to wrap into this movie Thrawn, all of that, Ahsoka, plus having, maybe Luke's gonna be in there too. Um, it was just something that I found interesting that they decided to go with, and I was like, huh, they're really working on a season 4. I mean, I'll take it, but I thought, per the reports and stuff, that they were finalizing everything, which includes the Mando-Verse in its entirety. I mean, the Mandalorian in its entirety because of this movie, and they were just going to move forward. But that's not the case at all. Again, I came across something that came out back in 2023 because, again, I didn't know any of this information at all. But I'm going to pause the music and play this short clip. It's a 40-second short clip that Favreau had an interview on. That again, I did not know that they were doing this, right? I'm going to come off a camera here in a second, but I have to get rid of that. There we go. But this is what Favreau said on record, on video, and I was like, yo, for real? They're doing a season 4. Get the heck out of here. Well, hold on. Let me turn the let's see. Let me turn on not the media, right? Or turn up the sound. Let's see.
Season 4, yeah, I've written it already. We have to know where we're going to tell a fully formed story. So we had mapped it out, Dave and I, and then slowly you just write each episode. So I was writing it during post-production, and that, because all of it has to feel like a continuation and one full story. And then he's doing Ahsoka, which I'm producing with him, but he's the writer showrunner on that. And so to understand what's happening on other shows or even Skeleton Crew, all take place in the same Star Wars time period. So there's a lot more things that we have to keep in mind, and stuff that we've built up to from previous seasons of The Mandalorian as well.
Okay, so now listening to that, again, this was from back in 2023 when this was posted, right? Talking about a season 4. Now, again, this is 2023. They mention this. When you listen to that, you're like, oh, they're coming out with a season 4. But again, they then announced that there's going to be the movie. So my thought process is that this video more than likely came out prior to them changing from or prior to this prior to them shifting to the film. I want to believe that this is because 2024 or maybe late 2023 is when they announced the film. So I want to believe that they decided at some point, we're not going to do a season 4. We're going to do the film instead. That's what I want to believe, that this is the reason. Because again, this video is showing February 20th of 2023 that this was posted. So I personally don't want to sit here and just fully assume that Mando is going to be not fully finalized, that it is indeed going to be done by the time the movie comes out. So I just want to sit back and just be like, okay, I heard him say what he said. I want to believe that this is before the movie announcement happened, and not just be like, oh, this season 4 must be happening. Because we know that season 1 and 2 is what culminated in a plethora of extra stuff that we got, which includes the Ahsoka series. Now I wasn't sure about if there was going to be a season 2 for Ahsoka, but it was just, waiting, patiently waiting to hear. But then we finally got the news that it was. So we're going to get, the second season of that. And then, of course, her show, Ahsoka's show, is going to finalize with the film. Will there, again, same thing with Andor, could there be other spinoffs coming from the Mando verse itself. Maybe, possibly. Um, I am curious about what they're going to be announcing at Celebration this year. If I remember correctly, it's in Japan, which I'm very jealous of. I hope to get to Japan one day within the next maybe few years. First and foremost, I definitely got to get my passport right. That's something I still got to work on. But uh, Mando has been pretty much like 60-40 for me specifically. Like I really enjoyed seasons 1 and season 2. Season 3 was took like a down scope for me, and then season 3 happened, and it was good. It wasn't like super great. It was good. Um and once they announced the movie, I was like, okay, so then they're gonna just put everything in this pot and then just give us this film. Kind of curious of wondering the length of it. It might be 2 hours. That's what I'm guessing. It could be a 2 hour movie. But if it's under 2 hours, it's okay. Uh, Curious about wondering how they're going to continue with showing my homie Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's my favorite non-force user of always, and will continue to share that information. Um, but I enjoyed what they did. I didn't love fully how they portrayed my Grand Admiral Thrawn, but he did a fairly decent job when it's pertaining to the original voice actor who portrayed him, and he actually, I think he enjoyed, becoming Grand Admiral in live action. So my my like I said, my thinking is that this specific interview came out prior to the announcement. That this wasn't something that happened after, and the Mando-Verse is fully getting completed, which includes the Mando Grogu story itself. Um, Curious and wondering if there's going to be some key characters not surviving the movie. We'll see about that. If they do take out, they can't take out my homie Grand Admiral Thrawn because he actually passes away in a different way. So don't touch the way that he died. Don't do that in this movie. So yeah, so I'm just like wondering and curious how they're gonna really move with this movie. And then if they do decide to release some extra stuff, then we'll do a live stream and talk about it here on the channel. So that's pretty much my thoughts on that. Like I said, I didn't want to just fully just like hold on, like, oh, I thought they were talking about this, the Manoverse was just going to finalize and just be done. But yeah, I think that, like I said, I think that it just came out prior to the actual announcement of the film, and the hope is that the film will do really, really well, and us and the fandom and everything, we will Star Wars community will like it, love it, still have some positive and maybe even concerning criticisms of the movie itself, because I still feel like that you should be able to share your concerns and stuff without somebody really looking down, you know what I mean? Because I always state, I didn't like the sequels, but I'm not going to look down on somebody who did. I'm not going to say that sequel trilogy doesn't exist either, because it does. What can I really do to make it disappear? You know what I mean? It's just that I didn't like it after the first movie. Just didn't like it. But I am still a supporter of the many fans that it has either gained from the outside and added to the Star Wars universe community itself, or even just gained from the fans within the community, because they still deserve to share their opinions of their love for the films, because it's Star Wars at the end of the day. Who am I? Who are you? Who are any of us to tell another Star Wars fan that they're not a fan, an actual fan of the universe, because they liked or loved something that we didn't? It's just something that I find interesting from one human being to the next. But with that, I'm about to be out because nobody else is here. Just wanted to share my thoughts on these two specific topics, more so just Andor itself for season 2 in preparation for April 22nd. I can't wait. But like I said, once these 3 episodes drop, buckle down, adjust, and push these videos out to you all, and then we will push for that first weekend. Actually, let me see, double check, see when. I believe April 22nd is like a Tuesday or Wednesday, right? So it comes out on a Tuesday. So the hope for sure. And actually, let me just see because I'm just sitting here looking because I'm off today. So, okay, great. So I'm actually off the next day. So I'm off the 23rd. So more than likely gonna work on one video that night. Hopefully, if not, I will be just buckling down the 23rd and just putting in the work that I need to put in for the episodes. That way I can, because it'll work out too anyway. I'm gonna try to watch at least the first episode, and then I'll probably more than likely, again, I could probably work on a video for that night, and then I'll get up the next morning and watch episodes 2 and 3, and then work on my videos for the rest of the week. I can do that. That at least works. That works out because the following week I'm not off until that Friday. So I have the same specific days all every week. So I only have one day off a week. So yeah, it sucks, right? But yeah. So that following week, which is literally the final Tuesday and Wednesday of the month, I gotta work on the 30th. So the episodes 4, 5, and 6 drop on the 29th. So yeah, I'm gonna really be working because like I said, I gotta go to work the next day. Then I'm gonna be rushing home to then, work on the videos for the rest of the week. So we'll see what happens. But with that, I'm out. Let's prepare. We're a month and a week out from the debut of season 2. I can't wait for these first 3 episodes. I'm really excited. But there's still some extra stuff that we still got to talk about from season 1. And there's also some other stuff that we got to talk about for the trailer itself that I'll probably do either another stream, definitely a video on for sure for one of them. There's something else that I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to do it in the video. It's pertaining to Luthen, and it's pertaining to the second teaser trailer that they released last year that I heard in the teaser trailer, and I was just like, that's fascinating. So yeah, but I'll do that in the video. We'll see what happens. But with that, if you've made it all the way through, leave some comment section below of the stream itself, or video itself. Let me know your thoughts. Feel comfortable sharing. I read everybody's comments and a lot of my Andor videos anyway, a couple other stuff. So, and maybe possibly share my thoughts, responses, and stuff. But I'm about to be out. I'll holler at y'all hopefully next time, maybe this weekend because I'm off. Maybe we could do another live stream this weekend. Just share our thoughts on Star Wars and our love for it, and we'll see what happens. But I'll holler at you all next time. Stay safe, stay humble, and remember,